really rehearsed it that much. I think we'd run our lines a little bit, like in our trailer, but we didn't really know how we were going to kind of perform it, you know, like we did. And I just remember, you know, at the end of it, just being like, you know, so knocked out at what David did and how we just ended up guessing kind of right for what that hand was doing and how this hand needs to clap against that. It's certain, like, it worked. And then we saw Steve come out from his monitor from around the corner with tears coming down. You know, was it, I don't know if it was because you were affected by the emotion of the scene, but maybe as relieved as we were that it actually worked. But it was just such a big win for all of us that we knew the scene was we hadn't gotten into coverage yet, but at least the first take of the master, the wheel was round.
Yeah, there was just a guy who was Steadicam, and Steve, I was like, Steve, can we just run it once? And he graciously was like, yeah, let's do it. And he followed us around. I mean, the other thing that was really fun, which again, I'll just like sort of embarrass us all, but you know, we shot it in Atlanta, and a lot of the crew were guys that I'd worked with on Stranger Things for 10 years, and they'd seen me play Ruff and Hopper, you know, fighting Demogorgons, and all these crew guys in Atlanta who I really love, but I think they're gonna look at, you know, so we do this, they've seen me do some stuff this year, but then they see me do this scene, and I think to myself, like, oh man, I'm just gonna be a laugh, they're all just gonna hang their heads and like not look at me or something. And then they all applauded. And there's just something so, you know, just something so great about the whole moment.